Hey guys, Gaming Off the Grid here. As you well know, the critics have spoken and the PlayStation Classic was a flop, but the version from Japan had us very intrigued. It's got a different lineup of games and a couple shmups on it, so we're pretty excited to unbox this and let you know our first impressions.
And we're also drinking a beer by Blue Blood Brewery. Today we're drinking their Blueberry Hot Pursuit. It's a milkshake IPA.
Alright, sounds very interesting. You know the drill. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell icon so you never miss an upload. And sit back, relax, pour yourself a beer if you care to, and stay tuned to this episode of Gaming Off the Grid. Alright, here we go. The PlayStation Classic from Japan. We beat the hell out of the PlayStation Classic here in the US. Canceled our pre-order. A lot of people are disappointed. We're not going to rehash all of that. Why did we look into the Japanese version?
Well, it has a different lineup of games. I mean, some of the games on it are the same, but it has a lot of shmups and some really cool RPGs that are not in the American version. And we love our shmups.
Absolutely. So the issue is still in place for those of you who may be wondering, like, oh, the PAL versions of certain games. That is still an issue with the Japanese version. They are defaulted to PAL region. I do believe there is a way to hack into the mainframe, like with a keyboard or some other devices, and switch those over to NTSC. It's annoying that you have to do that, but that is still an issue running with this. However, you mentioned different games, so there are 8 games that are a point of difference. The rest of the catalog is consistent. So the games that are different. In the Japanese version, we lose Cool Borders 2, Destruction Derby, Grand Theft Auto, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, and Rayman. Siphon Filter,
Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six.
the last one that is not on the Japanese version, and this one stings a little bit because this is PlayStation Classic to a T, and that's Twisted Metal.
Yeah, that game is so sweet, and it kind of sucks that it's not in the Japanese version, but I'm guessing it probably just wasn't as popular over there, so that's probably why.
Yep, so those are ones on the US version that didn't make the Japanese version. Now let's jump into the ones that are on the Japanese version that are not on the US version. You get Arc the Lad 1 and 2, Armored Core, and then we get into the 3 heavy hitters that I think, at least for us, swung the pendulum in this direction.
Yes.
This direction. G Darius, and I'll let you take the next one. 'Cause it's
G
one of your
Darius, Gradius Gaiden. Oh my gosh, I love the Gradius series. I've said it in so many episodes, and I'm just so glad that we have this on here.
Yeah, so we've got it on our PSP in that collection, but this is a very easy way to obtain this game. And both of those shmups, the G Darius, I don't quite know if I'm ever saying that right, and Gradius Gaiden, they're 2-player shmups, which we look for those all the time because individually we love shmups, but when we can play them together and go through a good shoot 'em up, 2-player co-op, that's pretty epic.
It's badass.
Yeah, and if you haven't played that version of Gradius, it is incredible. Like, it is up there. It's kind of a debate always, is the first Gradius, this one, or Gradius 5 the best? A lot of people will debate back and forth between those 3, but it's definitely in the conversation for best in the series. One of my favorite RPGs from this time frame, Parasite Eve. Probably gonna, there's obviously the language issue, but I wish that would have made the US version. Then the last 2, I might butcher this name, Saga Frontier, and then XI, or Devil Dice. I think it really boils down to, A, can you get a good deal on it, which we did, and B, which group of games do you like? And I don't think this is necessarily something you have to go out and get.
No.
I don't know, the packaging is done really neat. I do love, the casing, it just all feels really awesome. I think they did a great job, like the packaging and whoever dealt with the aesthetic and design.
The design team hit it out of the park. Everything was packaged so perfectly and cute, and it just looks, the boxes pretty much identical to what the old PlayStation box is.
As far as look, feel, opening it, that is going to give you that huge nostalgia rush. But then it comes down to the content. And the Japanese version is by no means perfect, but for us, there were 2 games on it in those shoot 'em ups that we will play on the regular over and over and over again, because those type of games, even if you beat them once,
you want to get better.
You want to get better. You want to improve your score.
Yes.
And they're just the type of games that we really like. And again, finding easy access to 2-player shooters is not the easiest. It's a weird genre. It's kind of got a cult following, and so those games aren't as readily available, and a lot of them are kind of spendy. So to have those 2 right on this thing, that's why we had to pick it up.
And let's talk about our first impressions when we plugged it in. What did you think of like the menu and everything like that?
It's very bare bones. I thought that PlayStation sound when you turn it on.
It's so iconic.
Yes.
Oh yes, brings back so many memories.
Yeah, that was great. It is very limited. It's got the turnstile when you scroll through the games, which is, it's okay. I just wish there was more customization. I wish that you could change the background a little bit. It just, overall, we've said it before, it was just kind of a rushed project.
Yeah.
But I do think that this version of it edges out the other offerings.
I totally agree. And speaking of edging, what do you think about this beer?
This is a very unique beer.
Yes, it is.
We don't get too surprised very often or like caught off guard. I don't even really know what to say about this. So it's a very thick and chewy IPA. The lactose, if you guys can see that on camera there, like you cannot see through this beer whatsoever. It's very cloudy.
It kind of looks like a smoothie or
Yeah.
like some type of health drink.
It's definitely got a very lactose component to it. It's very unique. I like it. I don't really know what else to say about it right now. The blueberry comes through a little bit. Mild hoppiness. I've never had a beer like this.
No, me neither. And it's very unique and it's kind of hard to describe, but it has a really good flavor and the blueberry comes through and it's a milkshake IPA, and I don't think I've ever even heard of that before, but that's what this is.
So from an IPA fan standpoint, would you recommend this to another IPA fan that's maybe not like your typical casual beer drinker?
Man, I don't know. If I were to try this without knowing what it was, I don't know if I'd be able to tell that it was an IPA. I'd be like, whoa, that's really unique. What is it?
Yeah.
But as an IPA fan, I'm enjoying it, and I don't know, it's just very unique, and it has that mild hopness to it, but it's very good.
If you are out and about and see this beer, I would definitely recommend picking it up, just because it is such an odd experience, but in a good way. Like I'm glad we have this, and I'm excited to keep drinking it. That vanilla, I'm getting some vanilla coming through, the blueberries with some hops. And it's just that milk component. I mean, the thickness of this, and you can see floaties in there, which that's always a good sign. I love like a non-filtered type of beer. It's out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Blue Blood Brewing Company.
Yep,
so
kind of hard to say.
Yeah, Blue Blood Brewing Company. Blueberry
Hot Pursuit.
Holy hell. So anyways, if you're strolling through or rolling through the Lincoln, Nebraska area, you definitely need to grab this because it's just a mind bender.
Yes.
All right, anything else you want to say about the Japanese PlayStation Classic? Are you glad we got it?
I am really glad that we got it. I was really excited when they announced the PlayStation Classic because I was like, dude, this is going to be really sweet. Then they announced the games and I was disappointed. And then we pre-ordered it and then we canceled our pre-order. It was like a roller coaster. And I was like, man, I kind of just wish we had it, even if it was just a paperweight. I know a lot of people do. The American version has dropped way in price. But I'm glad that we have the Japanese version. It fills that void in my heart, and we have some amazing shmups to play. It's just so cool. The box is on the display in the room. It's awesome.
I think for collectors, this is the way to go for if you're going to get the PlayStation Classic. I really do. But this isn't the fix-all. I definitely want to get that out there. We're happy we got this, but you're not going to be like, this is the PlayStation Classic and the way they should have done it. I think it's marginally better than the American version, so I'm glad we got it. And for the types of games we like, it really plays our fiddle strings. But it's definitely not a must-buy for everyone, so you're going to need to read your own mail on that. But hopefully now you know a little bit more about this version and can make an educated decision yourself. As always, we appreciate you tuning in and subscribing to the channel. Keep gaming, keep drinking. We'll see you next time, right here on Gaming Off the Grid. Hey guys, Gaming Off the Grid here, and yes, nope.
And no. Blue Blood. It is a milkshake IPA. I got it. Yep, that was all correct.
Okay.
Was that it?
Might be.
Okay.
I think we might have got it there. Call us One Take Charlies, yeah.
One Take Tony's.